Well, hey, man, it's Jamie. That's me here. Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to yet another episode of This Is Messy. Okay, now somebody sent this to me on Twitter. This looks like it is a message thread that came from Reddit, so we're gonna check it out. Right, I haven't read it, but girl, the reshares and the comments, and well, not the comments because I didn't read the comments, but I looked at the number count over on Twitter. So obviously something must have happened within this because a lot of people have been talking about it. So we're going to be talking about it as well. Okay. Now this is very long, girl. So I'm going to tell you right now, go and get comfortable. Go and get your water, your chips, whatever you're finna get. Go and get cute. Okay. And make sure you hit that like button. And if you're not already subscribed, you might want to go ahead and do so. All right, let's go ahead and get into this message thread as it is very long. Okay, so please bear with me, sis. Okay, let's get right on into it. All right, now, first off, okay, oh, girl, this is a lot. I know, girl, it look juicy, don't it look juicy, girl? So we're going to go and get into it, honey. All right, so it starts off, or at least the headline of it says, I ruined my mom's life and reputation. Girl, what you did? Because that's I'm like, what you did? What you mean you ruined your mama's life? Now, why would you want to go and do some shit like that and ruin her reputation? What kind of was that? Let's get into it. So she says, she happens to be a 40-year-old and she's a female. Okay. She says her parents, her dad is 63 and her mom is 60. Okay. She said they've been married for 43 years. She says, I have 6 siblings. Okay. It looks like it's 3 females and 3 males. Okay. She got 2 younger ones. Okay. Ages 42, 38, 34, 20, 20 looks like the female and the male. I mean, maybe they're twins or something like that. And then she also has another 18-year-old brother. She says she's been with her husband, who's 39 years of age. Okay, since she was 15. So they had been together since they were 15. She said, I got pregnant at 17 and we moved in with my parents. She says, I gave birth to my now 22-year-old daughter. She says, we got married at 18 shortly after, right? So she'd been with her man since they were 15 years of age. She got pregnant at 17. He moved in with her parents. She ended up getting pregnant or whatnot. So that's where they are. Okay, she says her dad's father, so her granddaddy passed shortly after her wedding and left his ranch-style house to her dad. Okay, she says my grandparents built a house next door to my parents when they retired. My parents decided to let us live in this house. So her husband, and her kids or child or whatever went and lived in a house that was next door to them. Okay, she says, my parents decided to let us live in this house. They told us this would be my inheritance. Right. She says, my husband and I had no issues with this. We went on to have how many kids? She had a male son. So she went on to have 2 girls and a boy. And currently at this time, she's 7 months pregnant with her last child. So she has a son that's due in April. Follow me? Y'all got that? So she got about 6 siblings. Her parents have been married for 43 years. She has 3 kids, 2 girls, a boy, and 1 on the way. She's been with her husband since she was 15. That she ended up getting pregnant at 17? I think they could have got married or something like that when she was 18. They moved into the ranch that her granddad or grandparents left for her dad. So they moved into that home, and that's where they've started their family. Okay. She says, I thought I had a good marriage. We were intimate more than twice a week. We went on date nights. We bought each other gifts. We didn't fight. She says, my entire world was shattered on New Year's Eve when I returned early from a girls' trip I had taken with some friends. She says, I walked into my bedroom. I walked into my bedroom to find my mom having sex, having SE, okay, with my husband. Not you, ma'am, knowing this boy since he was 15 years old, ma'am. Girl, this is messy. I thought I had a good marriage. We were intimate more than twice a week. We went on date nights. We bought each other gifts. We didn't fight. My entire world was shattered on New Year's Eve when I returned early from a girls' trip I had taken with some friends. I walked into my bedroom to find my mom having sex with my husband. My mother screamed at me to get out of their bedroom, which really shook me up even more. Miss Mama, come to the front. How long you been praying on this girl boyfriend, baby daddy husband? How long you been praying on this child? I mean, he grown now, ma'am. But girl, you in your 60s. Girl, you was about how old? About 20 some years older than this boy. Let's keep going. So unfortunately, she says, my oldest daughter was also home in her bedroom across the house getting ready for a party. She ran out and witnessed my all. What she said, witnessed my all but a bed sheet naked mother run out of our house next door to her house and slam the door. So your daughter witnessed your mama having a bed sheet wrapped around her and she running from y'all house to her house. Girl, she would have got cagged. Anyway, she says, what else she goes on to say? She says she ran out and no, we talked about it. Okay. She said, yeah, she slammed the door behind her. She says, my daughter was devastated and went to my sister's house. I asked her not to say anything until I first talked to my husband. I asked him for the truth. He told me, girl, I cannot. He told me that my mom came to him when he was 18 and living in their house. They had been having unprotected, you know what, at least once a month for longer than they were married. He say 18, and I feel like he's saying 18 to try and protect your mama, girl. But I feel like she probably was testing them waters when he was much younger. But I guess maybe you're right, honey, because you did say y'all had got married when you was 18 and he moved into the house. So maybe he was telling the truth. Helpful. Let's keep going. All right. So what else did she said they had been, doing the do or whatever for at least a month for longer than once a month for longer than they've actually been married. See, so when you say for longer than y'all have actually been married, y'all got married at 18, girl. He didn't move in until 18. So that right there makes me feel like she was over there, tampering with the man before he was 18 years old. That's what it's giving to me. Okay. She says, I ran the math and was horrified because the timeline meant my twin brothers and youngest brother could, yo, this is messy. This is insane. This girl said she did the timeline. And she was horrified because that means that her twin brothers and her youngest brother could be by her husband. Let's go back up to the very top. She mentioned her siblings. She said, I have 6 siblings, okay? She said she had a female sibling that was 20. A male sibling, she had a sister that was 20, a brother that was 20, and she had another brother that was 18. So that sister and brother are a set of twins. On top, BITCH. What in the trailer park is going on here? What in the country, deep in the country, is going on here? Girl, what in the what they call it, the little prairie? House on the little prairie, girl. What is all this going on, honey? Anyway, let's keep going. Girl, let's get to the next one. She says, I immediately called my dad and told him to come to my house without my mom. I made my husband confess and my dad was devastated. He and my mom were high school sweethearts too. Girl, mama done came and messed and shook some up. She done came and shook some up, girl. That's terrible. She goes on to say, needless to say, we could hear my mother screaming from her house when he confronted her. Oh, girl, she was trying to hold on to this secret, baby. Oh, girl, it took a girl's trip away. It took a girl's trip for her to go and be hanging out at a girl's trip to come back and find out the tea when all of this been going on under her nose. Yikes, B.I.T. That's nasty, girl. That is so nasty, girl. That is disgusting. Anyway, she says, I then told my older sister, and she and I decided to have her throw a party for the whole extended family. And we invited my ex's family as well. This already ain't going good. This ain't going good already. Why I feel like they finna air her out in front of the family, girl. Ooh. Okay, so she says, at the party, I had my 22-year-old daughter take all the kids to our basement and put on a movie, leaving only the adult children and the siblings. And I told them exactly what they'd been doing. Oh, girl, not her telling on her mom. I knew she was going to expose that woman. Some of y'all, if y'all don't never have no family function, and you want to invite these people out now. Girl, this is messy and boo. So she says, most of the family is on my side, except my 3 youngest siblings. Not the 3 ones that could possibly be by your husband. Not them not being on your side because they don't want to believe that your husband could be their daddy. They want to believe that y'all still got the same daddy. Oh, okay, then, girl. But your mama's off. Period. Okay, your mama's off. Let's keep going. All right. So then they go on to say that what is it? She said, yeah, most of her siblings did not believe her. She says, except she said most of the family on my side, except my 3 youngest siblings, a 38-year-old sister, and ex's entire family. So the ex, what you mean ex's entire family? So now your husband is your ex-husband. So is that what you're saying? Ex's entire family. So I would want to think that his whole family don't want to believe what you're saying. Okay, then, girl, I guess. So they all say I'm an a-hole for dropping this publicly. Word got out, and my mom's best friend, who is on leadership at my mom's church, her childhood friend, called her to verify. My mom has since been let go as the children's pastor there, and she claims I've essentially ruined her reputation and her life. She says my dad kicked her out, and she's now living with my 38-year-old sister, the one that don't believe her, right? And lastly, my dad insisted on a DNA test for the 3 youngest boys before he considered anything to do with their marriage. Girl, this is messy. Okay, the twins, ooh. Girl, what in the soap opera These Are the Days of Our Lives is happening here as the world turns? Girl, listen, girl, she found out that the twins are her husband's biological children. She says, I've since kicked him out and he's living with his parents. Okay, she says, my father and I are discussing me moving into his much larger house and him selling my grandfather's house and him giving me the money to buy a new house somewhere else to get rid of the memories, okay? She says her husband is appalled and furious that I proved he actually is about to have 7 kids instead of 5. Girl, this is messy. She says that I'm going to be taking half of his businesses away. Hello? She says, my husband started his own HVAC company a few years back. For the first 5 years, I helped him get it set up, ran the office completely, and took time away from my teaching career to help him get this established, okay? Goes on to say, I'm in my state. All marital assets, including businesses, are split 50-50. Since the house was still in my father's name, my husband will get no money from the sale, neither will my mother. Since inherited assets are not subject to be split in divorces, my mother is also likely to not get any alimony, girl, as our state is not a no-fault divorce state, okay? Let's keep going, all right? She says that I am now over a month removed. Girl, so this just happened this year? Well, she did say after New Year, girl, so anyway. Okay, she says, I am now over a month removed, still extremely bitter and angry at my mother, especially at the hypocrisy of calling me HOE, girl, and shaming my family when she's done much worse. I also despise my ex with everything within me now, as he was effing both my mom and me in some instances, coming to our bed minutes later. He got my mom pregnant less than a week after getting me pregnant, and while I thought it was so cute and fun that I shared a pregnancy experience with my mom, she was carrying my children's half siblings. Girl, and yours, and yours, and yours. What that song called? Hours and Hours, okay? Yours and hers. Girl, I cannot. I can't. Ah! Yes, yeah. Your kids have siblings, and now it's our half sibling. Girl, I can't take it, girl. So he was broken. She says he has broken all trust I had in men and being faithful. I have already procured a good lawyer. Basically, she didn't secure a good lawyer, girl, from the firm that helped us in financial matters for both me and my dad. And my dad is helping pay for it. She says my twin brothers, one of my sisters, and my entire ex's family have gone no contact with me and my minor children. And my children have essentially lost all of their grandparents but my dad, two uncles, and an aunt on my side, and my husband's three brothers due to this mess. Now, how y'all gonna be mad because she blew up the family and ain't nobody mad at this for that he did? How you gonna cut the kids off? The kids ain't doing that to y'all. Why would you cut the kids off? Ugh, girl, I hate it. Y'all trying to punish her because she let the truth fly out and y'all don't know how to take it. Girl, them people. Okay, she says, I've also developed ulcers and digestive issues because of this. So I'm visiting the doctor soon, and I've been in therapy since the first week of January. She says, I've offered this for my two adult children if they need family therapy with all of us, but they're doing individual therapy right now. So that's good. She says, my 14-year-old knows that we're getting a divorce and why. And she's so angry at her dad that I struggle sending her to his house on the weekends. I feel like she's old enough to make a decision on that, but I don't want to damage her relationship with her dad. I've told all my kids it's okay to love their dad even if he hurt me, but the oldest two have cut him off 100%. She says, I won't tell my youngest two until they're teens why we got divorced, and everyone else has agreed to not spill anything until they're old enough to understand. Girl, this is gonna be messy family history. Okay, she also goes on to say, as for how I had no idea this affair was going on, my husband confirmed to me that they would have SCX at my mom's office at the church. Hurry up and get her ass off the church's board. Hurry up and get her off the children's board. Hurry up and get her up off there. Okay, out there teaching the kids, but you out there humping in the space that they supposed to be learning at. Anyway, she says in their cars they would smash. They would go to a motel. And when she says, and when they built the business, they started having it routinely in his office. Once she went back to teaching, girl, not mama over there throwing it back like that. Then he had to get it in all these different places. I hate it. She says they also had it in our house too, when my father would go away on business trip and I'd be out of town. No, ma'am. There's some shaky stuff there. There's some conniving stuff, girl. And your sister them over there defending your mama, they need to be wondering whether or not she done did anything with their man too. You know what, child? What else she says? It was pure happenstance that I came home a day early from a trip because I was uncomfortable from being nearly 7 months pregnant and just wanted my own bed for me to find out. Right? It took that. It took her to go on a trip for her to come back home and find out the shenanigans. Okay. She says, knowing they'd be carrying on this full-blown affair, still, I hadn't caught them is what I'm still upset about. The fact that the grandmother and father of my children care so little about destroying our families is what I can't get past. Okay. She says, what's hardest for me is that my own mother, first of all, mother was getting it in. Mother was getting it in, girl. Anyway. I'm just thinking about it, you know, how they like to tell people, you know, once you get 35 and stuff like that, your eggs and all this and that ain't working and this and that, chances are slim. Miss Ma'am had 3 more kids, okay, after 40. Hello? Because she's 69. The man was like 39 or 40. So subtract that. Miss Girl was getting it in her early 40s and popping them out. But okay, anyway, what else ended up happening? What else? She said the fact that the grandmother and father of my children care so little about destroying our families is what I can't get past. What's hardest for me is that my own mother would do this to me and would continue to do this for years and not caring when it all blew up in her face that she would be destroying her entire family. Just didn't care. She also gave an edit, which looks like, I don't know if this is an update or not, but she says, also to add insult to injury, my husband confirmed in one of our mediated conversations the affair started when I apparently made him angry. Baby, bye. He didn't tell me and instead vented to my mom when they were alone. She comforted him and then they ended up crossing the line. Excuse me. He loved it and then pursued her after that. He said he would have divorced her, but knew he'd get cut off from her. She was so much better at not doing the do than you. So the mama was better at it than she was. Yikes. Okay. He said, so that's why he ended up sticking it out. Because I guess if he would have ended up like leaving her, the mama would have probably cut him off or whatever like that. So she says, he told me I was a placeholder. Not a placeholder that you done sat up here and had all these children with. You done had about 5 kids with the woman, but she a placeholder? Nah, you just got some other insecurities and things you got going on internally within your inadequateness. Okay. So what else? She says of all the betrayal and low blows, that statement is what keeps me up at night. The fact that she was a placeholder. Girl, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I'm sorry. I don't believe nothing talking about. Anyway, she goes on to say, my mom effed my husband for 22 years, got pregnant with twins, continued the affair until I caught them in bed together on New Year's Eve while I was nearly 7 months pregnant. I publicly exposed it, and my mom lost her job, her marriage, and she's homeless. Girl, this was messy here. This was juicy and this was messy, girl. Ooh, that's a lie. That's a lie. Y'all gonna hop down in these comments. Let me know your thoughts and how you feeling about this latest story of this woman saying that she ruined her mom's life and her reputation. All right, that's all that I got. I'm Jamie, that's me. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share my videos. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Jamie, that's me. And I'll catch you guys in the next one, honey. Bye-bye.